A phone helpline for people claiming the new universal credit is to be made free of charge. The service was criticised after callers using the dedicated number were being charged up to 55p a minute. MPs have been debating whether to put the government's flagship welfare policy on hold amid growing concerns that people are having to wait too long for their money. Here's our social affairs correspondent, Michael Buchanan.
This is the front line of welfare provision. In Newcastle's West End, the food bank is seeing more people forced here due to problems with universal credit. The typical 6-week wait for the first benefit payment, creating rent arrears, gas bills and hunger.
There's nothing in my cupboard, no, not a thing. So I didn't want to go on to our mum's for breakfast this morning. It's because you feel embarrassed, you know what I mean? You don't want to have to do that first thing in the morning, just for a bit of breakfast. I keep having to go to cash converters, you know what I mean, selling stuff, you know what I mean? They know me quite well in there, I think, like, you know what I mean? I mean, every week with something to sell, you know what I mean? Whether it be CDs, DVDs.
As Sean and Margaret struggle on, the minister pushing through universal credit acknowledged the benefit was creating what he called some hard cases.
Good morning, David and Neil.
David Gawk refused to pause the rollout, however, although he did make one concession. Calls to the universal credit helpline, which can cost up to 55 pence a minute, will be made free.
Given the recent attention and concern that this could place a burden on claimants, I have decided that this will change to a free phone number over the next month.
The change was widely welcomed, but in a parliamentary debate later, significant concerns about universal credit were obvious.
Birkenhead Food Bank, after talking to other food banks who've experienced the rollout, believe they will need 15 tonnes more food this Christmas.
The fundamental problem of a minimum 6-week wait. And that means that our constituents who are living on the edge, and we're talking about real people's lives here.
In Lowestoft, significant problems have been encountered, with many vulnerable people being placed in very difficult situations, and at times the system has struggled to cope.
Taking a break from the debate, the Secretary of State told me that the reform was working despite the problems.
The analysis that we've done suggests that by the time this is rolled out across the country, it'll mean that there are 250,000 more people in work, taking pay home every month, more than would have been the case without it. And that's a really big and important prize to find.
With the rollout of universal credit due to cover the run-up to Christmas, some food banks are asking for tons of extra donations to cope with the expected demand. For ministers, however, the reform is needed now, and so they're planning to plough on. Michael Buchanan, BBC News.